God. I did an interview at Thunder Valley Casino. Haley Hostetler was interviewing me. I guess I don't know how I even said it, but I basically told the world that my husband and I make prop bets for
Hello and welcome to Aceholes. I'm one of your Aceholes, Caitlin Kameski.
And I'm your other Acehole, Nikki Limo.
And today we are joined by a very special guest. She is one of the first female bloggers in the poker space. She is a coach with pokercoaching.com. She's got her own poker course. We're going to ask her all about it. She was a nominee for the 2022 GPI Rising Star in Media. Please welcome to our podcast, Lexy Gavin-Mather.
Yay! Thanks for having me, guys.
You're way better at introducing guests than me. I feel bad for all the guest centers. I'm like, they're the magnificent. They're
the
very
brunette,
beautiful.
The brunette is standing at 5'7".
Has a dress on today.
She's a winter color.
You killed it. You did so good. Claps for you.
But thank you for being here today.
Yeah, sure.
One thing that was really fun about meeting you is that we found out we actually live in the same neighborhood.
We are practically neighbors. It took me
Basically
all
neighbors.
of 3 minutes to get here. Yeah.
Thanks for
perfect.
traveling.
Yes.
very, very far.
Yeah. You might have to reimburse me for gas. But
I will have my accounting team get on that.
Perfect.
But yeah, they'll be totally on it. So let's talk. We haven't seen each other since the WSOP. How was your season?
Yes.
it wasn't that bad. So I feel like we should all applaud that.
Yes.
Yeah, no.
Yes.
No, the World Series was great. I didn't lose that much, which is, most people lose. But I had a lot of fun, and I got to vlog every day of the World Series. I think me and Daniel Negreanu were the only ones that vlogged every day.
Yeah.
And Masoto, I think.
I was so impressed.
Yes.
How do you do that? That's actually what I really wanted to ask you. Was like, it is. I don't think people realize like how hard that is to like put out content every single day while playing.
I think she kidnapped a team of elves that are working in her basement,
She had
editing
to.
out the, like.
You did some illegal things.
Yeah, tell us your crimes.
How did that happen?
Well, it's funny having you ask me that because you are like the queen of YouTube, so you have an idea.
That's why I was like, I can't do it. I can't do it.
It was a lot of work, but a lot of fun, and I couldn't have done it. Like, I didn't do my own editing. I could never do that. So I have, a team of editors overseas. So when I'd be playing all day, I'd be filming the footage. And then by the time I busted or bagged, I would send the footage over to my editors who were overseas. So it was their morning when it was my night. And then I would just wake up to a video every day.
Oh, that's cool. Like Christmas
And
morning.
then you would
Yeah.
record voiceover, and
No
what kind of
voiceovers.
direction do you give them? Like, what is the back and forth?
So I actually started the vlog last year, and I vlogged every day of the World Series last year too. So I had a good flow with my current editor. But yeah, there's no voiceover, so that saves a lot of time. I wouldn't be able to do it if I had to do a voiceover for that. Basically, I just film the daily. I film, me waking up in the morning, going to the tournament. Sometimes driving there, I'll talk some strategy stuff, or just, mess around with my husband, Bob, who is a big presence on the channel. More Bob. And then I would just film the footage. If there were interesting hands, I'd walk away and I would talk the hands on the, in camera. And then I would send the text to my editor of the hand history so he can easily put it up. And it was just a rinse and repeat process, and we got the hang of it. We got a flow. Thankfully, this year, my editor stuck with me the whole year, or the whole summer. Last year, I went through like 6 different editors.
It's hard to find editors.
It's so hard, and having to train them in the middle of the series, it became a lot. But no, my editor killed it this year.
That's awesome. I love that. You were also doing like Instagram updates too. Like,
Instagram, TikTok. I do a lot on TikTok. But yeah, I was basically just creating content, repurposing it on all the platforms.
That's what you got to do.
What
initially like inspired you to want to do vlogs and stuff?
It just kind of happened. Like I said, I started the vlog last year, and I did a vlog the first day of the World Series last year. And I kind of said on the vlog, I was like, hey guys, I'm thinking about doing this. I might do I might do a vlog every day that I play, or I might just do like once in a blue. Let's just see how it goes. And it wound up successful early, and it gained a lot of traction early that I was just, I was like, okay, I feel like I'm in this. I feel like people are on this journey with me, and I need to deliver not just for me, but for them, because they were so supportive. The followers were just rooting me on and wanting to know how I did, and if I bagged, how was day 2. So I just felt the responsibility to everyone, and I'm so glad that I did, because it really was a lot of fun. And yeah, it just kind of happened.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So a new part of your journey is you're starting your own poker coaching course,
Yes.
the Poker Accelerator. Can you tell us a little bit about that, where that came about, who it's geared towards?
Yeah. So we talked about how I am a coach for PokerCoaching.com. I've been with them for 5 years. And I still work with them. I still provide content for them. And I had this idea of creating a course on my own, kind of geared more towards people that want to make poker a profitable hobby or a side hustle. But I was a little apprehensive about, will I still be able to work with PokerCoaching.com? So I said to Jonathan Little, who owns PokerCoaching.com, I mentioned my idea of starting my own course. And I was like, prepared to get fired. And he's like, how can I help? Do you need a replayer with your logo on it? He has been so unbelievably amazing that, he was really supportive. So I had his blessing. I did my own thing. It's just a more, I would say, more beginner to intermediate. It's not very GTO heavy. I'm more of an exploitative player. So it's more kind of, geared for people that want to make it a hobby.
Is it more cash games versus MTT, or do you have a little bit of both? Okay.
It's both, yeah.
That's cool.
So I'd say sort of like your meat and potato like customer that you're reaching, just based on like talking to you and seeing your website, is the people that are like they know how to play the rules, like they're at a recreational, but like they're looking to get past that like losing poker phase into, okay, now I feel like I'm in the driver's seat. That's a lot of the language you use on your website.
Yeah, exactly. You have to understand how to play. You need to know the basics. And I think one day I am going to create a super beginner course for the people that have no idea how to play. But you have to have an idea of how to play. And, a lot of people, a lot of the training sites out there, they teach you how to like win tournaments and be the best and, jump up to the highest stakes. But a lot of people just want to beat their friends in their home game, or they want to, win a little bit of money, or they want to min cash and be able to say that they cashed in a tournament. And that's something that I don't think a lot of poker players can understand, because, we're all taught to play to win. Yeah. But a lot of people just want to make some money or just cash. But obviously my course can teach you how to win. It's just, it's a little bit more for the recreational.
Immediately.
Yeah.
Not the high variance, like take every bluffing line you come across. Max pressure.
Yeah, exactly.
Like first you need a bankroll of at least 50,000. Once you have that, then
and it's funny because with my YouTube channel, just from the people, because like I said, my husband Bob, who is hysterical. He's a great presence. He's the most supportive partner I've had in this. He's helped me tremendously, like more than you can imagine, with YouTube. And he was there with me every single day, like helping me figure out the best way to please the algorithm and all that stuff. So he is a very big presence on the channel. And we find that we have a micro niche of people that watch us are a lot of couples. Like we'll get a lot of people that come up to us and they'll say, oh my God, I watch you with my girlfriend or my wife and she doesn't even play poker, but we just love to watch you guys on this journey. Yeah. So I think that that's also the type of people that are going to be buying my course. Couples that want to do this together. I've been approached by married couples to do private coaching. So I think that's like my little micro niche too.
That's really fun. Yeah. I would never thought of that.
Yeah.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but like Bob kind of came on the scene as you were rising in prominence in poker, right? You met him in like 2020 and like got married in 2022, or is that correct? Or
well, we met in 2016. We were friends for years before we got together, and we fell in love at the World Series of Poker in 2019. And we got married.
You had a good summer that year.
Yeah.
I've seen the Bob. I think there might be a correlation.
We actually both made final tables that year, which is like so crazy.
Huge.
That was a great year, and everything was just like the stars aligned. And it was just like meant to be. And we got married last year. Actually, our 1 year anniversary is on Sunday.
Nice.
Thanks. Isn't your anniversary coming up?
Ours is in May.
Oh, it's in May.
Yeah.
Okay.
But, I'll celebrate it too with you.
Bob's great, and I love when he's on the channel because like there's like he has so many fans that just love him and just watch the channel for him. They're like, all right, Lexy's secondary. Let's have hashtag more Bob. It's so funny because I started that hashtag jokingly.
Yeah.
In one of the videos, I had Bob on, and I was like, it was one of the early episodes, and I was like, hey guys, if you like this guy and you want to see more of him, just write hashtag more Bob in the comments and we'll put him, more. And it just like caught on like wildfire, and we'll be walking through the World Series and we'll hear 20 more Bobs a day from random people shouting it. So
that's gotta feel fun.
Yeah.
Like you like created by accident like a really catchy thing for your audience. And
at our wedding, everyone started chanting more Bob. It was just very funny. Yeah.
He was the belle of the ball.
He is. He loves it too. He's such a ham.
You guys met playing poker, right?
Yes.
That's
cool.
Yeah,
that was your original question. We met at the bike in California at the World Poker Tour Legends tournament, and we just became friends for a long time. And in 2019, we got together. And
Aww.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, his game has progressed a lot too. He does well, but he's got league. I joke and I say he plays BTO, Bob Theory Optimal, because he has his own little strategy.
And he plays for fun too.
Yeah.
Like he's like, he retired? I think.
So he sold his company last year and is living the retired life for about, this year and maybe another few months. And then he's probably going to start another company.
Because normally when it's like a poker player couple, it's like, oh, how is that when you both are like on a downswing or whatever? But it's not really as dramatic or like high stakes because it's a lot of, it feels like you guys get to have the fun when playing poker.
Yeah, it's nice that he doesn't do professionally because we don't have that pressure of like he has to win. Mm-hmm. So it just keeps it a lot lighter. And
when he wins, it's like icing on the cake. Yay.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
So at this point, do you identify more as a cash player or an MTT player?
Ooh, that's a good question. Mm-hmm. Like I've been only playing cash for the last 2-3 months. I haven't played any, maybe 2 months. Yeah. We took some time off tournaments since the World Series, and then we went to Thunder Valley, and then we played Cherokee. So I didn't realize how burnt I was. And I think Poker Face Ash just put up a tweet about how she didn't realize how burnt she was and that she is taking a little bit of time and it's just a recharge. So I'd say it fluctuates. I'm right now on a cash grind, but I'm sure I'll go back to tournaments.
Do you think that like a lot of people do that? Because I feel the same way where you're so in it in the WSOP, like all I want to do is play tournaments because that's just they're everywhere and like you're just in that mindset. But then afterwards, like, I really miss cash. Why did I stop playing cash? Like,
exactly. They don't break your heart like tournaments do. The tournaments, I love tournaments so much. I'm never going to not play tournaments. It's just, it's much, more mentally taxing on you. And during the World Series, it was such a grind that, you just kind of get lost in it. And then you remember, oh, yeah, I don't have to be doing this.
Yeah.
I could just sit down in a cash game and play for 4 hours and,
and like have some drinks and like have a casual time, not have like people staring you down and having to be all in for your tournament life.
Yes, exactly.
That's the part.
It's also been a long time since I played poker without filming it, and it actually started to I think affect my game a little bit. I was just getting distracted. I was more focused on like camera angles than what was happening in the hand. And I realized that. So the last 3 weeks or so, I haven't recorded any of my sessions. And it's been nice. I've been doing a lot better. And it was also nice not to have to worry about it. Like I enjoyed playing again.
Yeah. I mean, I have the most respect for poker vloggers because it is not easy. It looks easy. I love watching them. I like watching hand histories. I like watching people play live. It feels like more so than people playing online, like the live poker vlogs where you're there, it makes me feel like I'm playing. And so I totally get it. And originally people were like, oh, you should make poker vlogs, I tried making one, and not only was it so hard to focus on the game because you're like focused on filming and like, did I get that shot, and like, oh, my phone fell down or whatever, but people are also watching you film it, and it's like creating this attention on, like, you're putting a target on your back, and so the session is different than, no matter what, it's just different when you're filming it, and then like editing it, you have to put all these graphics up, and you're narrating it, and you're kind of describing your thought process, and then you kind of are like, I don't know if that was because I was filming or because it was actually what I was supposed to do, actually.
Yeah. Plus, like, people start to pick up tells on you because, like, I'll look at my camera when I have strong hand because, like, I want to make sure it's recording. So I had to start balancing my camera ranges and start, pretend recording, and when I had garbage and things like that.
False
but
tells for cameras.
Exactly.
That's funny.
So it was the Brad Owen style, the Ashley Sleeth style of video where you're just filming hand after hand is so much more work, and I've kind of transformed my style to more like the cash games that I film. I'm not recording every hand and then doing a voiceover because it's, like you said, so much more work.
And it takes you away from, you're not even playing the same game.
Exactly.
Basically.
So now what I'm doing is my videos for cash games are more like I film the action because I play a lot of really crazy games in California where we have a vacation home, and I'll just step away from the table if I want to talk about a hand, and then my editor will put the graphics up, and then we'll go back and I'll play, and then if something interesting happens, I'll even film hands that I'm not in if it's like a crazy pot. I feel like people just like to see that. So, and it's taken a lot of the work out.
That's good.
Yeah.
I love that you found a way to streamline that.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know how they do it.
Yeah, they probably don't get as many views as the other type of video, but whatever.
I mean, you never know with YouTube. Like sometimes just a video will pop off, and then all of a sudden that's the format everyone wants to see.
Right. Yeah.
But you just like won't know until that happens. You just kind of keep having to experiment and fun and play and stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
How is it dealing with the element of vlogging where like you're sharing your results, you're sharing your downswings, you're sharing the victories, but you're also having to put the losses out there. You're having to deal with people in the comments saying that you're, this donkey ass play and, like cutting you down. How do you deal with some of the negativity and vulnerability that comes with being a poker vlogger?
Yeah, it's a thing for sure. And it's hard because most people don't understand the variance of tournaments and that you're only gonna cash like 15 to 20% of the time. So putting out vlogs during the World Series where it's loss after loss after loss, min cash, loss after, it's like people can be, mean in the comments, but I find that the majority of my followers are really supportive. On YouTube, TikTok is a whole nother story. I feel like I get so many mean comments on TikTok. It's hilarious. Like,
because they're teenage boys.
Exactly.
They're teenage boys. They're 15.
That's what I try to remind myself. On YouTube, too. Like, if people are commenting something negative, I just say to myself, look, this could be a 12-year-old kid.
Yeah.
Or, So most of the people are really supportive, and they just appreciate that I am putting my journey out there because it is a thing. And, it also affects how I am during the World Series too, because like I have to also consider the fact that everyone, not only am I tilted from losing a tournament or, bubbled a tournament or something, but I have to put that out. So it like also kind of adds to the emotional swings of my series.
I bet. And then on top of that, like I'm sure people recognize you a lot at the tables, and like for me, this year was a little different because last year I was not like really in the scene, and so I could just kind of be anonymous and hide and kind of make up backstories and be a different person or whatever, not have to be Nikki. But this year we had Aceholes come out and people were recognizing me, and I felt almost a responsibility that like, if I bust, I have to like react. Like I can't like really let them see how like upset I am in the moment because I'm kind of like really pissed sometimes. And
That's kind of why I like playing at my home club.
Yeah.
Like at the lodge, it's like they knew me before any video went viral or before like I was well known on like poker in general. So it's like I still feel the freedom to be like tilted when I fucking bust out on a cooler. I still feel the freedom to be like, fuck it, and just like walk up. And everyone's like, good game. I'm like, screw it. You know?
You know, on a stream, it's actually like freeing because it does better if you are honest with your emotions or even like exaggerated emotions. But live in like a very public WSOP, it's like
I think that people appreciate the raw emotions because they watch the vlogs because they feel like they're on the journey with me, so they want to see it all. When I bust, if I feel tilted, I mean, I don't like to use swear words on the vlog, so I'll say things like mother fluffer and tartar sauce, and
even the way she said swear words was just swear words.
Do you want to adopt us? Like you're like the mom of the poker vlogger.
Oh yeah,
we definitely need some polishing.
I get that from my dad.
I feel like she'll give us snacks.
Oh my god! I once on a interview that my dad was listening to, I said the word scumbag. And my dad called me after, and he goes, Lex, I think you did really great in the interview, but I want to talk to you about the S word that you used. I said,
that's adorable.
So cute.
He's the cutest.
Is he a pastor?
No, he's a Catholic, but he's just a cute little leprechaun man who just is.
Did you have to guess what S word he meant?
I was like,
know?
I don't think I said shit.
I didn't say sex. I didn't say
scumbag.
Slut?
Not
Did
a
I
good
say
word.
slut?
So I don't know. I guess that's from his influence, but I now say, things like tartar sauce.
That just reminded me.
That's so cute.
It reminded me of sorry to interrupt, but like I remembered you had a moment that you posted on Instagram where you got like super embarrassed.
Oh my god. I did an interview at Thunder Valley Casino. Haley Hochstetler was interviewing me, and I guess I don't know how I even said it, but I basically told the world that my husband and I make prop bets for sexual favors. It didn't mean to come out like that, and I said it. I didn't say sexual favors. I said non-monetary things, and I don't know why I said that.
And then there was a pause.
And then everyone that was watching the interview, because it was at the RunGood gear event, and they just are, crazy.
And yes, we do compete with each other. We make silly last longers for, not monetary things, but I'm just gonna stop talking now.
And they just all started laughing, so I started laughing and I lost it. We had to end the interview.
So who's winning the prop bets lately?
Never win. I never win against. It's so annoying, but yeah.
That's why I can't do prop bets.
Yeah.
She's in big makeup.
Unless you can, maybe you could rig that in your favor, where it's like oh no, I don't want to do that.
Yeah, exactly.
Please don't make me do that.
No. Yeah. So that was embarrassing but fun.
Yeah, that's really fun. I like that you guys get to be a team, like in the public eye, like working together, making content, playing poker together.
Yeah, it's also an interesting dynamic because he's an older man and I'm...
Queen has something to say.
Yeah.
She doesn't approve.
Older men, you say.
Yeah, right. And he's a private investigator. I'm a poker player. So it's just kind of an interesting dynamic to see. We're always like trying to make reads on each other. Like, did you eat that cupcake? Like, your nostrils are flaring. Like, I know that's your tell. So, yeah.
That's really cute. And you guys like live not only here, but in California too?
Yes.
How do you balance your time?
We flew in actually yesterday. We're probably here more than we are in California because my husband sold his business and we need to be out of California more than half the year.
Yeah.
So,
I feel you.
but he's I don't know if I should say that. But we're gonna go with it.
Yeah.
But he's from Northern California, so we have a home there that is on the river and it's beautiful. And it's where we go to recharge and get away from the craziness that is Vegas.
Yeah.
So we get the best of both worlds. It's more of like a country home on a river. He is an actual cowboy, an ex-cowboy. He grew up on a cattle ranch. So
Wow.
yeah, I love that for me.
Okay.
So I've literally seen him rope a cow.
What?
Yeah.
That's hot.
That'd be
Yeah,
good time.
really
Yeah.
quickly, I'll tell you the story. When we first started dating, when we were at our home in our backyard, and we saw a cow across the river that had fallen, and there was like a cliff, and he had fallen down the cliff, and we saw it, and we're like, we have to save that cow. So we go and we cross the river. We find the ranch hand that was working there, and we're like, hey, your cow's there. You know, can you help it? And he's like, I don't know how to rope. So Bob's like, I got this. Comes in, and we had just started dating, and I'm from New York. I'm like, this is a foreign thing for me. So he grabs some rope, and I'm like, this is not gonna happen. There's no way in hell he can do this. And then he gets it and freaking pulls it up and saves
With
the
his
cow.
bare hands?
What
With
the
his,
heck?
yeah, him and the ranch hand. It was like the sexiest thing I'd ever
No.
seen. And I was
Yeah.
like, all right.
Yeah, sign me up.
All right, howdy cowboy.
Okay. Wow, Bob.
It was impressive. And
He planted that cow.
Yeah, that was all a setup. There's no
Okay,
way.
how could I show off these skills?
oh my God, yeah, it was all staged. Yeah. That's how he got me to marry him. Biggest bluff ever.
No, that's definitely impressive. I can't relate to like rancher outdoors life at all.
Oh, no. I mean, I'm now much more outdoorsy than I was. But yeah, we're going to Jackson Hole, Wyoming on Friday for our anniversary, and we might ride a horse and do all those cool things. So
That is adventurous.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
So another thing I wanted to ask you about is we met you doing Poker Night in America this summer. We did a couple of weeks of live streams, and one thing that happened that took up a lot of traction and sort of became a larger story was the story of Cody Daniels.
Yes.
Could you tell us a little bit about meeting Cody and what happened thereafter?
Yeah, so Cody Daniels, I met him at the World Series of Poker in the Colossus event, not this last series, but the series before, and we were sitting next to each other, and he was telling me his story. He has this amazing story where he grew up with a terminal illness, and he spends the majority of his life in the hospital, or had spent the majority of his life in the hospital, however many consecutive days he basically lived there. And he was just the most optimistic person for someone with that illness. And he was basically telling me how it's kind of inevitable, his time's coming. He was talking about where he's planning on spreading his ashes, but he's saying all this with a smile on his face. And I'm like, and he's got a son, a healthy son, and
He has a son?
yeah,
Oh,
and he has this just amazing story. So I had interviewed him for my YouTube channel, and we had just kept in touch over the last year via Twitter. Just message every now and then. I was just check on him to see how he's doing. And then he had told me that he was going to be in Vegas the week that we were filming Poker Night in America. And he had asked if I wanted to go to dinner. And I said, well, I can't do dinner because I'm hosting Poker Night, but why don't you come up by the studio? And he thought that was the most amazing thing in the world. He's the biggest poker fan ever. He loves it the most. And so he came with his mom, as you guys know,
Yeah.
and MJ Gonzalez and Casey was there, and they were playing, and I told them, everyone Cody's story, and they decided to each put up $5,000 to put Cody in the main event.
Yeah, and he cashed.
And he cashed.
Yeah.
Yeah, he actually went pretty deep. He did
And
really good.
Well, his pyrite stone.
Went all the way to the
All the
winner.
way
It
right?
did,
Yeah.
yes. Yeah, he had a lucky pyrite stone that went to the final table.
That was a good idea.
Yeah.
How
He
fun.
actually passed out. Did you hear that he had passed out?
Yeah, I didn't hear the details, but yeah, like that's.
Yeah, he passed out, I think it was right before cashing. Or maybe it was right after cashing. But he wasn't feeling well, and he only has, so much of a tolerance and he was getting a lot of attention too, so that could have, added to it. So he had fallen off his chair and got right back up and finished and cashed. Yeah.
Wow.
He's an amazing person.
Maybe
He
that
had the
was
summer of his life, because then after the Poker Night in America and the main event, Nick Vertucci flew him out to LA. He got to play on Max Payne Monday, and they had some meetup games, support games for him.
Yeah. That was really nice of Nick to organize that, and I wish I could have been there. That would have been nice, but I'm glad that Cody got that opportunity.
Yeah.
He's a good guy. He deserves it. Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah. If you're out there, Cody, watching this, we're rooting for you.
love you.
Hope you're feeling better.
Yeah.
Saw you just got back out of the hospital, so get well soon, buddy.
Yeah, and tell your mom I want to grab cocktails. She's fun.
That's awesome.
All right. Are there any more questions you have for Lexy before we move on to the gamey game?
Don't think so. She's amazing and beautiful, and
I have a book coming out.
Oh, let's
what?
talk about your book.
Yeah.
yes. Okay, there we go.
So I have a book coming out, and never in my life would I have ever thought that I would be an author. This is just a crazy thing for me. But I was approached by D&B Publishing to write this book on small stakes tournaments. They had chosen the title, Mastering Small Stakes Tournaments, asked me if I was interested. And I said no. I didn't say no. I said, guys, are you sure? Like, I'm not a writer. I'm a poker player. Like, I can't do this. And they just talked, they were like, no, you'll be fine. You're a subject matter expert, and just try this. Actually, Jonathan Little's the one that connected me with them. So I have a lot to thank Jonathan Little for my career.
Yeah, that's really nice that he was like so helpful.
He's amazing.
Awesome.
I love him so much. So I agreed to do this, and this was the year of my wedding. This was last year, and my deadline was like right after my wedding. So when I had agreed to do the book, I was like, yeah, how hard can it be? I have a year to do this. And of course, classic Lexy procrastinates everything. And I saved it for like the last maybe 6 months. Like the first 6 months, I really didn't do much. I did a little bit of writing here and there, but it was the last 6 months that was crunch time. And I worked so many hours. I had no idea what it took to write a book.
Yeah,
it is so much harder than you could imagine. So
I've had friends that wrote books, and they said that like, did you like lock yourself in a room to try to punch these pages out?
Yeah.
Did you like have a structure already in place, and like you were writing chapters every day, or were you just kind of coming up with it like as it was and piecing it together as it was going?
Yeah, that I'm organized chaos. So, and
I relate to that.
Bob, he got me books on how to write a book. I'm like, I can't read that. That's so boring. And he worked with me on the outline. He's like, the outline is the most important, and it's so true. Like if you write a book, you have to really, really nail down your outline. And then once I did that, it became a little bit easier. But I would work on a chapter, and then my ADD would take me to the 10th chapter. And then
that's what
I
seems
would
so
go
hard
back
about
and forth, and it just became really difficult. So it took me a lot of hours of only thinking about writing. And it was, like I said, it was a year that I was planning my wedding, and
oh my gosh,
I had no idea how much of an undertaking that would be too.
Wedding planning is so hard.
It's so hard. And I got married in New York, so
oh my gosh,
planning from across the country. Thank God I had my mom, because she helped. She did most of it. She was amazing. But somehow I got the wedding and the book done by my deadline.
Nice. So how does it go? Is it like mostly stories of like personal stories, or do you have like hand histories? Is it strategy?
It's all three.
Nice.
It's mostly strategy, and I have a lot of hand histories in there and a couple personal stories, but it's mostly strategy.
Cool.
Yeah, it's called Mastering Small Stakes Tournaments. I guess my official book launch is November 29th. I'm doing a signing with the Cards Chat team. They're hosting a bunch of poker games at Resorts World.
Nice.
And they asked me if I wanted to do a book signing there. So I will be at Resorts World on November 29th.
Ooh, we'll be there.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So that'll be fun. And but the book is available now. You can get it everywhere. You can get it, of course, dnbpublishing.com. It's available for pre-order.
Nice.
It's called Mastering Small Stakes Tournaments. You can also get it on Amazon.
How cool.
Yeah.
Speaking of small stakes tournaments, didn't you win your second RunGood ring this year?
I did.
Let's go.
Yeah, that was fun. So I'm an ambassador for RunGood gear, which it's extra nice because I get to win for my team. But yeah, it was what event was it? $300 buy-in?
Yeah.
I don't even know.
We'll look it up.
Yeah,
It was a
something
no
like
limit
that.
event.
We'll put
Yeah,
the
it was
picture
a no
up.
limit event. I think
Yeah.
it was a $300 buy-in, maybe 4, maybe 2. And it was just super awesome to win.
But did you say this is your second ring?
My second ring.
Nice.
Yeah. It was maybe 300 people, and it was fun because when I'm there for the RunGood Gear Series, you know, it's just like a giant party all week. So there was, you know, we all celebrated.
I've heard they're really fun. We haven't been to one yet.
We're getting
You're-
her on her first
you
RunGood
so
stop. I'm so
have.
excited.
So actually, Bob proposed to me at a RunGood event.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he.
Wait, how? Wait, I need to know now.
Yeah,
story.
it was really sweet. So we, I had to be in Hamul, which is in near San Diego, for the RunGood series, and Bob is. He really tried to throw me off his scent. So he was a little distant the week before we left for the trip, and when I say a little distant, I am putting it lightly. He was a jerk, and he's never a jerk. So I was like, he's like, we have to have a serious talk about our relationship, but I think we should do it in New York so your parents can be there for you. He said that to me. So like, what a troll. And he had gotten me a promise ring that I always wore on my ring finger. And he said to me, he's like, you know, maybe you should just not wear your promise ring at the RunGood series. And I'm like, okay, so he's going to break up with me. I have to leave for this trip. This is horrible.
I can understand the thought process, but I don't think he considered like how long you'd have to wait in turmoil.
It sounds so, in his defense, maybe it was 2 days before we left. It wasn't entirely.
Yeah, but still,
I
would be thinking about that nonstop. I'd be like, what is happening?
Oh my God. The night before he proposed, I was in the hotel with him and I was just so upset. I was like, I'm about to be broken up with. And so so we had just gotten our house here in Vegas, and he said to me, look, why don't we have Haley, the photographer, you know, Haley Hostetler, who is also the photographer for the RunGood series, why don't we go to Balboa Park in San Diego and just take some pictures for our new house because we have plain walls. And I'm like, okay, not really into it.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm not even going to be living there anymore. And but I agreed, and her and Tana, the president of the RunGood Gear Series, met us in Balboa Park, and I literally said to Haley, I said, don't post these on social media because people are going to think they're engagement photos. Not for a second did I think that he was proposing. So we were, and I can try to send you the picture of the proposal for the podcast if you want. But we were standing in front of a fountain, and he's like, we're posing and taking pictures, and then he goes, okay, now turn to me and let's pretend like we're having a conversation, laughing. So I turned to him and I'm like, this is really stupid, what are we doing? And then he gets down on one knee.
Aww.
And he was so cute. He actually never even said the words, will you marry me? He said, take the ring, take it.
You don't have the option of yes or no.
So yeah, it was, God love him. He is so
all the right elements in like the most anxiety.
His heart was in the right place, and he might not have realized like how it was sounding when he came out because he never tried to hurt me, but it was just like so funny that he could be that dumb. But it all worked out, and we had the most magical proposal, and we went to San Diego Zoo after, and then it was a party the whole week. Our good friends Boston Rob was there, and everyone was there celebrating, so it was amazing.
I love that story.
Yeah.
It got me.
Classic Bob.
Because I don't know how I would react. I'd be like, you better be proposing, otherwise like I don't know what to do.
It didn't even cross my mind. Like, it was just, I don't know how I could be that naive. Like, it wasn't adding up. I guess I was just too preoccupied at the thought of like having to like figure out my whole life.
Like when he said like take the promise ring off, like what was going through your mind?
Well, he made it in a way, it was a prop bet. He said, you know, because like I always play with my rings, and he goes, I bet you can't not wear your ring for all of RunGood series. And I think we bet $500.
Oh my God.
And yeah, that was when we made monetary bets.
Oh my gosh.
Excuse me.
She's upset. She is upset.
The room is angry at him.
No monetary props.
Yeah. So that's how it was. And I was like, all right, fine. I'll take it off. Like, I don't need to wear this. And so I was like, I'm going to win this bet. Trust me. And really, he just wanted me to not have a ring on my finger so that he could put the wedding ring on.
That's so cute.
It's
Oh,
cute
Bob.
in a Bob way.
Bob.
Yeah.
More Bob.
More Bob.
Hashtag more Bob.
Well, I think we have a little fun segment.
Yes.
Don't think too hard about this.
We're going to play a game we like
never
to
do.
call Would You Rather?
Oh, boy.
We don't really care what you say. We just want you to say it fast and not think too hard
But
about it.
there are right and wrong answers,
There are right
and
and
we're
wrong
judging.
answers.
Okay, no pressure.
All right. Put an unspecified amount of time on the clock, please. And here we go. Would you rather freeze to death or burn alive?
Freeze to death.
Would you rather choke on food or a dick?
Choke on food.
Would you rather someone break up with you because of your looks or your personality?
Lex.
Would you rather win a Mark Twain Comedy Award or the main event, WSOP?
The main event.
Would you rather live on a farm or in a big city townhome?
Farm.
Would you rather see 10 minutes into the future or 100 years into the future?
100 years into the future.
Would you rather find true love today or win the lottery next year?
Well, I have true love, so lottery. Yeah.
Okay. Would you rather be in jail for 5 years or would you rather be in a coma for a decade?
Jail.
Would you rather everyone be able to read your thoughts or for everyone to have access to your internet search history?
Search history.
Would you rather lose your sight or your memory?
Oh my God, memory.
Yeah.
No. Ugh. Yeah, memory.
Okay.
That's hard.
That's hard.
Yeah. How much
memory.
memory?
Yeah.
No further questions. I don't think she'll let us have the questions. But
And now we're going to play an even more abbreviated version of that game called This or That.
And there are right and wrong answers.
They're right and wrong
we are
answers.
judging
And
everything.
some of them are poker related and it could ruin your career.
Especially
Oh, boy.
those ones.
All right.
All right. So
Okay,
I'm going to
I'm
give
ready.
you two options and you choose between them. Starting with Hustler Casino Live or Poker Go.
Poker go.
Matt Berkey or Nick Airball.
Perky.
Lodge Poker Club or Texas Card House.
Lodge.
Lions or Bears.
Bears.
Tigers or Goats.
Tigers.
Football or baseball.
Football.
Yes.
Pocket Jacks or Pocket Tens.
Jacks.
Tournament or cash.
Tournament.
Jennifer Tilly or Jennifer Harmon.
Tilly.
Phil Hellmuth or Phil Ivey.
Ivy.
Horseshoe or Paris.
Paris.
Bowling alley or pool hall.
Bowling alley.
Club till close or cozy at home.
Cozy at home.
Cats or dogs.
Dogs.
Country music or rap music.
Country.
Cryptocurrency or federal bonds.
Crypto.
Law and order or crime scene investigation.
Crime scene investigation.
Friends or Seinfeld.
Friends. Always friends.
Bellagio or Win.
Win.
Twitch or YouTube.
YouTube.
All right, she did like really good job. With
Yeah,
answering
like
quickly.
the ones that you didn't pick died though.
Yeah.
Oh.
We didn't tell you,
Oh.
but like
They're
yeah,
dead
So
Oh,
they're
no.
they're
So
dead
terrible.
now.
So sad.
Yeah,
Yeah, he is very
it's
much
okay. The
dead.
Hustler's dead too. So like it's
we
all of them are gone.
we have that kind of power.
We
and
do,
that's what
and I mean,
happens.
we didn't want to tell you that you did it, but
Oh, no.
You did it.
it's now your
Well,
fault,
yeah.
and all those poor tigers or whatever the
Goats.
lions.
She chose
Oh
the-
yeah,
The
I don't know. I feel
goats.
like I like goats more.
Well, you can't
Well,
change.
sorry,
They're dead.
it's
They're
dead.
dead. They're all dead.
dead.
Oh man. Okay.
And that's how that game works.
I
and
guess I'm
we-
just gonna have to live with that for the rest of my life.
You are. You killed all of goats.
So when everyone's like, "Where are all the goats?"
Lexy Gavin.
Blame Lexy.
Mather.
Yeah.
You don't have to say it because they can't read your thoughts. Only your search
They do know what
history.
you're Googling.
They know what you googled.
They know what you're Googling.
That's all right. I'm pretty PG on Google.
Okay,
You know.
but not in your thoughts.
Not in my incognito browser.
Okay. Spicy in there. Well, thank you so much for joining us. Also, everyone go buy her book. You can buy it right now. There's
Mastering
links in the
Small Stakes
description.
Tournaments.
If you're in the Vegas area or you plan on being here, November 29th, there's a book signing at Resorts World. Also, go follow on Twitter.
And take her poker course, Poker
Yes,
Accelerator,
Poker Accelerator.
LexyGavin-Mather.com.
Yes,
Yes.
exactly. Thank you for that.
Yes.
welcome.
And subscribe to my YouTube channel.
Yeah,
while
the
we're at
YouTube
it.
channel is the most important. You can get a lot of content, and I am just very impressed with how you're able to churn out the content.
Thank you so
It
much.
is
That's a
definitely
lot coming from
grind.
you guys.
Oh, Yeah, well, you're killing it. You're actually crushing it. So
Thank you.
We thank you for being here.
Yeah.
We hope to see more of you in the RunGood rings of the future. And we'll see you next week, everybody. Bye.
Bye.